Coming at you at 4 o'clock in the fucking morning on this one. And without a shirt on, because I'm probably going to go to bed after I make this. But I wanted to make this just because this is kind of an argument, a perspective I see still brought up in argumentation online. And I think it's just kind of stupid and ridiculous. And when I'm confronted with these kind of mimetic ideas that I see always refuted, and then the person who is refuted just goes like, "Bleh." That just kind of makes me want to just die. But yeah, the idea is, that communism, communism killed 50 Gorillion people. Don't you know that? Don't you know that in Russia and China, Great Leap Forward and stuff, that 800 trillion people died? Did you know that? So, and also that communism can't ever work, and that it's never gonna work, ever. You see Venezuela, that's a communist country. Pro tip is, it's a little secret, Venezuela's not actually communist. But yeah, like, there's the problem with that is it comes from a lack of knowledge of what, like, the kind of conditions necessary for communism to exist. And just a lack of general knowledge about what communism really is. Like, you still see people from time to time, who comment, who say that we're gonna fucking take their toothbrush. Don't understand the difference between private and personal property. It's just kind of goofy. But this is one of them. The idea that the communists think that communism just can work anywhere, which is patently false. The whole reason that Russia and China have kind of failed as communist states is because they're not self-sufficient. I mean, Russia, a country that has historically had problems with a fucking famine and stuff far before communism was even a concept. You take that, and then also you destroy all of its arable land. Like, you double destroy its arable land with the fucking scorched earth tactics of both the Nazis and the Russians. And you have a country whose food production isn't as good as it could be, I guess you would say. And because America's like, hey, Russia, go fuck yourself. Anybody who trades with you can suck our dicks. Russia then has no one to trade with, and so has no way to get food. And surprise, surprise, 18 Gorillion people die. And it's kind of a similar situation with with China. Not quite, though. I mean, they did, get kind of fucked up by Japan in World War II. But mostly what it was just because they weren't really an industrialized nation before the Great Leap Forward. And not to mention their population, was fucking large for the time. I mean, it probably was. I don't know how large it was in like 1950 or whatever, but it was certainly, large for the time. Certainly far, far larger than in an industrialized country with, not as limited farmland as Russia, but not infinite farmland could handle. And so the Great Leap Forward, putting all of your country's resources into industrialization will inevitably lead to a lot of deaths. Not saying that the Great Leap Forward was a good idea or even the only thing that could happen, but blaming communism as a concept for that, or for Russia's starvation, or for Cuba, which is just like a little fucking shitty island in the middle of the Caribbean. You think they're self-sufficient? Fuck no. Especially when the U.S. goes extra crazy with their embargo and stuff, fucking surround it with ships and all that. It doesn't work too well. There's two kinds of of feasible communism. You have post-scarcity communism, which is kind of the idealized form of communism. And in the event of a post-scarcity market, communism is really the only kind of government that isn't horrifying, like even more exploitative than capitalism already is. But we can't count on any time when we have no idea when a post-scarcity market would or even could exist. So the feasible one in modern day world is the self-sufficient communist nation. And honestly, it doesn't even have to be self-sufficient if capitalist countries, considering that's what most all of the world is, if they would actually trade with a communist country, then it wouldn't need to be self-sufficient. But that is apparently not the world we live in, with the United States being the fucking still being anti-communist brigade for the most part. But like in America, if America were to become a communist country tomorrow, I think it would definitely succeed. We have plenty of food to go around. We have more food than we have people. We have more wealth, more resources than we need, even, We got plenty to spread around. The only problem is it's accumulated at the fucking top with, the only thing these people have done to earn it is just sit back and do nothing, really. People are, the meme also of human nature, that still exists as well. Well, you know why communism can't work, aside from all of these other amazing arguments I've presented. I don't know if you know this, but humans are naturally selfish and naturally, assholes. I very much subscribe to the nature part of nature versus nurture, you know what I'm saying? I'm an intelligent individual, I don't know if you know. It's not like people aren't born selfish, Just because they're raised in a capitalist culture where selfishness is encouraged as a good trait, that's just circumstantial, man. What's that? I think it's a Tupac song. How's that go? That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same.